Hi guys, good morning. I just wanted to explain the interview questions while you are attending the interviews. So what questions they will expect? So basically BW data modeling. Okay, what questions they will expect? Okay, and also we have three parts. Okay, extraction part, extraction part, and also Bex query reporting, Bex query reporting, and ABAP. They will, you can expect in the interview these questions. Okay. Start routine. Okay. End routine. Okay. Pre-level routine. Okay. Export routine. Okay. And also customer exit or variable data source enhancement. Also function model based data source. Okay. And for these internal tables, what is the start routine internal table? Very, very important. Okay. Remember this table, okay? While you are explaining about start routine or end routine, you need to give about it, okay? So this is not required. So for export routine, both internal tables involved. So this is the internal table for customer exit variable, okay? So this is the internal table for data source enhancement, okay? So here also same. So you need to remember all these internal tables. So example, if they ask any about start routine, you need to explain in proper way. So basically start routine will execute before the transformation. Okay. Whenever we execute the transformation, it will execute before the transformation. And mainly we'll use start routine to filter the data to delete unnecessary data. And also it will have one internal table, that is source and score packet. It will have a data source section. It will have a source section. It will execute packet by packet. Okay. And when they compare start routine and end routine will give better performance. Because unnecessarily we are processing the data same till end routine. So it will take time, and the same directly end routine will update to the target. So end routine will have a real and score package internal table, and mainly we'll use to writing the end routine. I mean to update the any enhanced fields directly to the target. Unnecessarily to process data from start routine to field and below routine to end routine. Okay. And also end routine will execute after the transformation. It will execute packet by packet. Same as start routine. And whereas field level routine, you can write field level routine for characteristic char info object, characteristic info object, as well as key figure as well, based on your requirement. But I never write in based on the key figure. Okay, you can do it like no field level routine for both characteristic info object and key figure info object. Anything you can write based on your requirement. So generally, but a large complex code we will not write into the field level routine. Very small piece of code, because it will execute record by record, it will decay the performance. Whereas start routine and end routine, it will execute packet by packet. So one packet will have 50,000 records. So it will be performance will be good comparing to field level routine. Whereas field level routine will execute record by record. So it will decay the performance. Okay. Yeah. And export routine, like no, in the export routine, both internal tables available, source and score package and result and score package. When the moment you want to write export routine, when you log in into the export routine, so if you already have start routine, end routine, field level routine, and transformation mappings, all will delete automatically. Okay. For example, you already written code into the start routine, you already written code into the end routine, and you already written code into the field level routine. Already few fields are you already mapped it from direct assignment and all. So when the moment you click on export routine, so all start routine, end routine, field level routine, all mappings will delete automatically. Oh, that is the functionality for export routine. For example, why we have to write export routine? For example, if you want to convert one record into multiple records, for example, I want to convert one record into multiple weeks. In a year, we having 52 weeks, and one record converted to 52 records. So like this, we can use it. Okay, export routine. And better don't tell them, okay, I have involved into export routine. Okay. Okay. So this is the how you need to discuss in the interview level. Basically, they will ask you start routine. And for every interview, they will ask you. Remember one thing, and if you attend any interview, they will ask definitely start routine, end routine, field level routine, export routine, and also customer exit and data source enhancement. So, and coming to customer exit for variable, see, basically, like, we have some scenarios like MTD and YTD and all. So, MTD, YTD, how you will, where you will write the code. Basically, we will write code exported in, I mean, customer exit, baddie level or CMOD level. We will write code into the baddie or CMOD level. CMOD is old version and baddie is like no new. So when we write code into the baddie, separate method will be there. So it will give the better performance comparing to CMOD. Whereas CMOD level example, we are working with multiple BW consultant. everybody having like no same, everybody will write code into the same mode only, in one screen only, one include program only. So if somebody will do some syntax error, and it will not work any other variables as well. So that is the disadvantage. Whereas body level, so every variable will have different method. So it will not have issue even if you have syntax error. So that is the main advantage. Whereas in the body level, it will work based on the class and method basis. Whereas this is include program only. So all 50 consultants will write code into the one program only. If you do any mistakes in one program, so whoever written 49 consultant, that also not work. That is a disadvantage. So basically, I written code for MTD and YTD. Example, if you execute to Bex query today, it has to bring data from current month first date to till date. I will not pass any input. So whenever you execute Bex query, right? So it will display the variables, right? So the variables, it is not asking you to input any data null. Based on the system data only, it will display the data. So there in the customer exit level, we have like no few okay sign option, sign option, low and high value would be there. Low and high value would be there. What is the sign option? Always sign option is include or exclude. Okay, include or exclude. So basically, most of the cases will go for include only. What is the option? This is between or equal. Okay, when you are doing like no, when you are maintaining low and high value, then we will go for between. And what is the low value? Low value means current month first date. And what is the current month today? Example, uh, 12/01. This is the current month first date, and high value is today date, system date. So you can do like this. You can do side item. Okay, we need to pass to these values, four values pass to C underscore T underscore range. That is called like customer exit. Don't face difficulties while you are explaining the customer exit variable to the interview level. Okay, just go through the code and all you will understand easily. Okay, these are the main parameters to we need to pass to the C underscore T underscore range. In the same way, when you are coming to data source enhancement, they also say not like this, but little different how you are writing lookup code. So, for example, you are trying to add few fields. Example, I want to add partner field, partner field. Which table it will have? Okay. Which data source we are going to enhance? So this is very important. So in this data source, I don't have this partner field, partner field. So partner field available in the VBPA table level. Okay, in this data source not available. So due to that reason, they're expecting this field in the report level. So in this data source, I have added. What is the common field? Common field is this one. These two are like the common fields. Sales order number, sales order item, sales order item. Okay, these two are like no common for both. 2LS we have and VBPA we have. Okay, are you getting? So in the VBPA having two fields and also 2LS underscore 11 underscore VA and V item also having two fields. So based on these two common fields, I'll get this field, partner field. Okay, for this what you will do? First we will do user defined structure, user defined structure, user defined structure. Okay, and I will explain you the code part in the next video. Use define user defined structure. Okay, define internal table, work area, internal table work area, and sort the internal table. Okay, fill the internal table, fill the internal table, sort the internal table, whatever you fill, sort internal table, sort internal table. Finally, do the loop. Loop. Within the loop, you do read. Once read statement is successful, update your field. Update partner field. Okay, partner field. Okay, and loop. This is how we'll update code into simple way. You need to go simple way. Okay, don't confuse much. So this body will write code into the body level, or else you will write code into the small level. Okay, this one is like no. We are writing customer exit variable for BW side. We will write code into the BW side. Okay, BW side, don't confuse. And data source elements you are trying to write into the CMOD ECC side. Okay, don't confuse. Here also CMOD and here also CMOD, but it is ECC side, this is BW side. Okay, so these are the expecting more conditions. I will explain you next class function model based data source and all. Okay, and this is how we will mostly they will ask you in the interview level. Okay. Also, okay, let me explain briefly about a functional model based etc. as well. Like no, whenever you get any requirement, so that is not achievable through your generic data source. Where you will create generic data source RSO tool. So you will create data source based on the table and also view also info set. When you are not unable to do it based on these options, you can go for functional model. Function model. So we have a result function model, BAW underscore. There is a RSAX underscore BAW underscore get underscore data. So this is a result function model. Okay, underscore simple. So these are the reserved function model, ready-made function model. You can access, you can go and check it to the SE37 ECCRS forum. Okay, just copy this function model. Copy the ready-made function model. Okay, just copy function model. After copy the function model, after copy the function model, okay, just trim the code. Okay, just trim the code. Just trim the code. Like what you do, remove tables, give your remove table. Okay, give your tables. And in the range level, change it. Range level, change the fields. Change the fields. In the loop level, change the fields. Change the fields. Okay. I'll explain you in next session with practically as well. Change the loop level. Okay. And change the select statement. Change the select statement. Change the select statement. That's it. Save. And also one more thing. Go to tables tab. Tables tab. Enter your extra structure. Extract structure. Extract structure. Which you have created in S11. Okay, which we have created in S11. Okay, and save and activate it, and then create data source. Then create generic data source based on this T code function model you can create. Yeah, this is how we create the generic data source based on the function model. Okay, clear? And also here in the data modeling level, important things is info objects. So you need to look into info object. So sometimes they will ask you what is the difference between reference and templates. What is the difference between reference and template? Template. So for example, I have a zero customer. This is a ready-made info object. The ready-made info object having char data type and length is 10. I want to create G customer. I want to create G customer, customized customer. So I don't want to create newly and I want to use same tables only. Then I will go for reference. I mean, that means same whatever we have properties of zero customer, it will assign to the G customer. When you go for template and you can change the data type and length. You can change the data type and length. You can change the length. You can change the data type and length here, but it is not possible here. It's not possible here. Not possible to change. Not possible to change data type and length. Data type and length. So this is very important. We cannot change it. So here template level, if you want to give 20 length, you can give it. If you want to give data type, if you want to change data type also, nums or string something, you can give it. Whereas it is not possible in the reference level. Okay. This is the interview question. Okay. And also they will ask you what is the difference between a navigation attribute and a navigation attribute and navigation attribute and a display attribute. Display attribute. Okay, and if you are attending the interview, at least, okay, if you attend 10 interviews, at least they will ask you 2, 3 interviews. Same question. What is the difference between navigation attribute and display attribute? So basically, like no, display attribute is always we will use for display purpose. It is always depending on the main info object. So for example, what is the main info object? We have a main info object is material. So here we have a material type and material group. Material group. So here, example, material type is like no display attribute. Material group is navigation attribute. So this material type is when you drag and drop in the report level, it is always depending on the main info object and material also will come to the report level. I am drag and drop material type in the report level and material type will come and material also will come. So that is the disadvantage for display attribute. Because display attribute is always depending on the main info object. Whereas navigation attribute will behave like info object. It is not always depending on the main info. Okay, when you drag and drop material group, only material group will come because it will have own tables. Material type will not have own tables. It is always depending on the main info object. Okay, so you have to. So mainly navigation attribute will use for drill down purpose in the report level. So it will behave like a normal info object. Okay, it will have own tables. It will not depending on the main info object zero material. Okay, so like this you need to explain in the interview. Okay, and advanced ADSOs. How many types of advanced ADSOs? Remember always. So advanced ADSOs are like no 4 types. Staging advanced ADSO, standard advanced ADSO, and also data mart advanced ADSO, direct update ADSO. I'm giving short okay ADSO, data mart advanced ADSO. This question is every interview they will ask you. Okay. Every interview they will ask you. Remember this point. Every interview they will not skip this question. How many types of ADSOs? Four types of ADSOs. Okay. Staging advanced ADSO will create one staging layer. Standard advanced ADSO will create in the data warehouse integration layer. And data mart also will create in the data warehouse layer only. And direct WDS rarely will use it. Okay, if you are enabling the planning purpose, then we'll go for direct WDSO, or else we will, if you want to enable the inventory, then we'll go for direct WDSO. Yeah, rarely we will use it direct WDSO. And for all ADSOs in the backend, it will create three views like extraction view, and also reporting view. Okay, some people will ask you what is the use of extraction view and when we will use reporting view and when. Okay, what is the use of extraction view? Example, you need to explain them. When we are loading data from one ADSO to another ADSO, then it will bring data from extraction view. For all ADSOs, it will create backend three views. When I am loading data from ADSO to another ADSO, it will bring data from extraction view. When I create report on top of ADSO, it will bring data from the reporting view. Okay. When I create any report on top of ADSO, it will bring data from reporting view. When you are writing code into the SQL view, you are writing code into the end routine lookup, then you can use this SQL view in the lookup purpose. You are writing code into the lookup, okay, in the transformation, then you use this one. This is report purpose. This is extraction purpose. We are loading data from one DSO to another DSO. Okay. So like this, you need to follow. Okay. Thank you. We'll meet in next class.